I can have your attention here in the media center, we're going to go ahead and welcome our race-winning team owner and proud grandfather today, Coach Joe Gibbs, here into the media center for the post-race press conference. We're going to go right in the questions. We're going to start here with Kelly and then go to Bob.
Kelly, CrandallRacer.com. Coach, you've won a lot of cup races with a lot of different drivers. You've won championships. How different is the feeling and the emotion when your grandson finally wins, not just a race, but a Cup Series race?
Well, I think it's kind of hard to explain, to be quite truthful. I remember a lot of our drivers, their first wins and how important that was. I think Bobby Labonte was at Charlotte and everybody was crying. I mean, you have those kinds of experiences in the past, but I think this is, for us and for the family, it's just a huge deal. And I start with, there's so many people to thank. I start first with the Lord. The Lord has blessed our family. And just to really appreciate this. And I want to also just say that Coy, he guided Ty all the way from go-karts to Cup. And Coy, I know he's got a great view of what just happened. And then his uncle's there too, JD. So I think about those two guys and everything that they did for the race team and for us as a family. We love this. We love NASCAR. We always want to be in it, so it's a huge deal for us. And to have Ty to be able to go through everything that he went through a lot, because this is tough. This is tough when you get up here. It's the best of the best in the world. And so I just really think, and thinking about everyone, think about Toyota and what they mean to us and the way they support us. I think about our team there around Ty. Tyler, our crew chief's just done a fantastic job. Grayson and Evan, our two engineers. We got Cheddar to come over and take the floor. He's just been awesome. Cole Pern has meant so much to us. Tony, our spotter. And I think the great thing about that group, which I really appreciate, they really do like Ty, and they believe in him. I think we got people around him that really, really care, and they've been so supportive, and everybody in here knows what it takes to win a race like this. And for somebody that's 23, I mean, it's just a huge deal for all of us. And you go through so much. There were a lot of nights and a lot of days that were, you go through a lot. And it's to get up here and be able to perform. And when you got somebody like Ty, this is all he wants to do. And so you're so focused on that. But I'm just thinking in my mind all the people that I need to thank at some point. I think with my phone, it blew up, so I'll spend all day tomorrow thanking people. But that's what I feel. I feel that it's just a big thanks to everyone. Appreciate everybody in here, because it just means so much to our sport. And so that's just some of the things I think about.
Denny said yesterday that he can see for you how it occupies your mind and how you ride the highs and lows for Ty when he has a good result and a bad result. Can you describe how different it is, again, watching the 54 versus how you ride the highs and lows of your other cars?
Well, I think with both boys going home, I think then we have 8 grandkids, and I find myself with the 8 grandkids, just like most of the people in here are parents or have grandkids or maybe even greats. I told all my grandkids, the first one that gives me a great gets any ski boat, any car, any trip they want. So let's get going, okay? So, and I will say this, Jackson got engaged, a month ago, so that was good. But I think for all my grandkids, like Jackson being on the front of the car, the fact that he's our front tire changer on the 54, seeing that and him. We got Miller now in the sport. He's working hard to be a jack man and works in all front office and with our ministry. And we just got Jason that came over. So we got 4 now in our race team, which I'm so excited about, because this is our future. This is what we want to do as a family, and we love it. And so I guess what I'm saying, for all your grandkids and your kids, everybody in here knows the feeling. It's just different. and it just means so much. And I appreciate, we got some people at our company, Todd Barrier, Wally Brown, those two guys, when things were really hard, they came in and really were really a part of kind of building everything. I just appreciate people like that that have stepped up. I know I'm kind of rambling, but it's hard to just really think about all the people that made this possible.
Go next to Bob, then the Jordan, then the Matt.
Bob Hawkers, Fox Sports. Do you see this as validation for Ty, or do you feel like he didn't need like a validation moment?
No, I don't. I think he's, I think our team there that we have put together now is really, really a huge deal. And it's real hard up here, as you guys know, to, get a crew chief, to get the pit crew. The pit crew today, those guys, they were on it. And they, as a group, too, I think believe in Ty and believe that he can do it. But, you go to the racetrack a lot and you haven't won. It's tough to go through that. But Ty's 23, and, I've checked a lot of some of the really, really good ones that somewhere around there. 23 is about when that. So we'll see what happens in the future. You got to earn it every week here. So there's nothing given to you. So
Next to Jordan, then the Matt.
Jordan Bianchi, The Athletic. Over the last 6 months or so, with everything else going on, and
Right.
obviously Ty has been dragged into this, and we
Yeah.
know all of that. What has been the message to him and the team about that situation and the distractions that may present?
I think with Ty, if you kind of notice, I think he's been happy, when we got this year started. And I know there was a lot out there, but I think he did a good job of kind of putting things aside and just concentrating on racing. And I think it's kind of showed that. I think his team means a lot to him. And so I think he's been able to focus on all those things. And he knows, when you're in the situation he's in, there's going to be a lot going on. That's part of handling it and handling it the right way. And so I think he's departmentalized. I think he put it off to one side, and he's been able to really focus and has a drive on, racing. That's what he wants to do. So
Next to Matt, and then to Deb.
Matt Weaver, motorsport.com. Kind of on a similar note, Ty can be so reserved publicly. Like, we don't get a glimpse into him very often, and he doesn't share a lot of himself with us or the public. And I think sometimes as a result, there's a lot of narratives about Ty that don't necessarily come from Ty. So I'm curious, like, what could you tell us about who Ty is behind the scenes that maybe people don't know, or it's not part of that narrative?
yeah, I've been there for 23 years. I was outside the waiting room and saw a little guy. And so I think there is a side to him. I think that, if you get him, I think there was a podcast that was done, and I forgot who did it. It was like an hour long. I think if you get him in those, I think he'll come alive on a lot of those things. I think he's a funny bone, that he's really, really got a good sense of humor. We laugh all the time. And so I think the farther we go in this sport, I know that the people in this room will have a chance to talk to him, and hopefully his personality and everything comes out and the kind of kid he is. So, yeah, he's fun. When I'm around him, he's fun.
And then as for Tyler, the situation he found himself in last year, I'm curious, when you guys collectively made those decisions, were there certain things that you wanted him to learn from that to get out of it? And how do you think he's responded to the changing of roles and the lessons he needed to learn?
Yeah, Tyler,
Yeah.
our crew chief,
Yeah.
I got so much respect for him, because when we kind of did the interviews and everything, he had not been in Cup as a crew chief, but he wanted it really bad. And so I appreciate that a lot. And we've gone through a lot, with everything that's taken place with the team. And he has been just steady, I think he's really, really important to what happened today. And I really think he's had a chance, for as young as he is and as a crew chief, to experience a lot of things. I told him, I said, I worked under four different head coaches before I ever had a chance to be a head coach, and I learned a lot from each one of them. Things like you can be yourself. They were all different, but highly motivated and very successful. So I think he's for a young guy, he's already got a lot of experience there because he's went through a lot. But hopefully he really enjoys this too. So. Yeah.
Next to Deb.
Deb Williams, Auto Week. Congratulations, Coach. Tyler, Crew Chief Tyler, was just talking about Ty's loose, and when he's loose and having fun, he's fast. But both men are young and both have matured. How has Ty matured, in what ways, from last year to this year, that's now resulting in him being able to give more feedback to the team, participation more? How has his maturity come from last year to this year?
I think one of the things you kind of see in our meetings and everything is Denny and the experience he has and just the way he looks at things. I think it's so good for our young guys to be in there and listen to him. And, of course, you know, the 2311 guys are in there too. But it's an example of part of this in a pro sport like this, and in particular in NASCAR. You can't really teach it and talk about it. You got to experience it. And I think that's part of what Ty's been going through. And so I think the first thing, you got to have everything around you. If you got any weaknesses up here, you're not going to win. And I think now with Tyler being his crew chief, you know, Grayson and Evan, the engineers, Cole Pern has been invaluable. Cheddar on the floor, Tony is spotter. All those guys care about him, and it was getting that all put together too. And so I think all of that has kind of been a process. And so I think we've kind of worked through it. And it's just a thrill to see this happen today, because it's just, I don't know how to explain it. It's just a special feeling for all of us. I call my wife and she's crying. And so we got the whole family is crying. We love this. And we really appreciate what today meant to us and the family. And like I said, the Lord's blessed us with just so many experiences that I'm one of the most blessed people in the world.
Thank you.
Well, Coach, congratulations on the victory, and good luck next week in Kansas.
All right. Thank y'all. Appreciate it.